Good morning.
Morning.
Brock's here. Brock, last night I was mowing my lawn.
Yep.
I hit a rock, and I bent a blade.
Well, that's easy.
So I need you to fix this.
You got new blades, or do you want to...
Right. So we have a pile of blades up here. Dad tells me that they're right, so I would go through here and either find the best one or the best three and sharpen them up, clean up the bottom of the deck, change those, do all that.
Absolutely.
Good. It almost looks like rain out here. I don't think it's gonna rain today. It's not really supposed to, so I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna jump in the 8430 with the little scraper and go try and do a little work around the house there and cleaning some stuff, moving a little bit of dirt around, shaping, and then we're gonna jump in the big tractor and haul more dirt over there.
So, Nathan went to move some dirt and he told me to work on the lawnmower, as you probably already watched the video. He said he bent a blade, and he sure did. That one right there, there's a little curve to it, so we'll take that off and try to match it up with the other ones that are over here, hanging up there, and see if they're a match, and put them back on, sharpen them, and go about that. But yeah, he surely hit something and bent that one. It's not cutting any good.
Well, I'm trying to move a little bit of dirt. Check it out! The spray plane real close. I don't know what he's spraying, but... Oh, actually, I do know what he's spraying. It's the neighbor's corn just down the road here. Oh, we might have to go check that out. Anyway, so there's kind of a ridge that starts about where I've started scraping or just going up there. It's from when they dug the basement and they kind of piled all that dirt in there and used the bulldozer to pack it down, and I'm just trying to get it dug out a little bit so I can put some decent dirt in here and top and not have a big ridge. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing. I do know that the ground is very hard and I'm not able to really bite in, so I'm not getting much taken out of here. The problem with my big scrapers, they're too big to navigate this. I could try and unhook one and just use one of them. It would at least have more weight and bite a little bit better, but I just want to take this down to the level of the grass. But at the same time, I've got a septic tank that's sitting way too high over there that I have to try and get it graded off around and buried. And so we're gonna have a ridge over here, and then it's gonna drop off pretty steeply to the back. I don't know. I'm not thrilled with the way that this is all turning out, but there's only so much I can do. So we're doing it. So I'm piling it over here. We'll get the big pans, and I'm just gonna stockpile a bunch of dirt until I get some help here. Okay, Brock got done with the lawnmower, and well, I decided we needed to do a little layout stuff here. So I fully have intentions of pouring some concrete for my, especially for the approach for the garage, but potentially even the entire driveway, if I feel like I can afford it, which I don't know if I can or not. But anyway, I'm just trying to lay stuff out and trying to measure and see. It's going to help with the grading a little bit because some of this hill needs to come down. And so we're doing some measuring, and like, if I want a straight line, I can put a straight line in here, but I don't know if that's enough room to back out of the garage and get turned or not. So Brock's getting me a truck that we can pull in and do some experiments with, and we're using some marking paint to, I don't know, we're just trying stuff. All right, well, I think I got my driveway figured out, where it's gonna go and how it's gonna look and all of that, so that's good. We're gonna run up to the irrigation field, take a look around, see what things look like, but also probably bring the 7520 back. We got a lot of mowing to do. The 7520 is a lot nicer mowing. The 7520 is a lot nicer mowing tractor. And the 4440 works just fine for pulling out an irrigation gun. So we're gonna swap those two. And it said something about putting the loader on that and using it to pick up some logs too. So, yeah, we're gonna go get it. I don't really remember how long it's been since we watered corn. It's been a week now. Anyway, I don't know. I shut it down last week sometime, but we had it just sitting here where it finished, and so we got it picked up and ready to go for the next pull. Technically, I should do that one next. I could pull it out right now, even though I'm not ready to start it, since we're taking the tractor. But I might not start here. I might go down and start on the other end, turn around and come back this way. So I'm not going to pull it out here. We're just going to leave it like this until I decide that it's time to start watering corn again. But I mean, just look under the tractor right here. Its ground is still saturated or very moist on top. We're not hurting for moisture, so we're not pumping water right now. Somebody commented on one of the other videos about why don't you just keep pumping water and keep it moving. Especially in the corn growers entry stuff where, you know, we need lots of water. Well, because if I just keep pumping water to it and the ground's already got plenty of moisture in it, the water will run right through the ground into the tile and back to the river where we're pulling it from, and we would just be wasting money circulating water. So that's why we don't do that. Well, look, there's the spray plane. Dang, he is right down there spraying the corn across the road. We should go sit on the road and watch him. I'm still taking the gator home from the irrigation field, and I saw him and I'm like, oh, let's go check that out. So I'm sure you guys are getting tired of, maybe not, I haven't shown it that much, but I just think it's cool, so I go and film it, and it's awesome. Here he comes, so low you can't even see him. All right, we'll go, but it's cool. Actually, we're not gonna wait because he's gonna come back on this side of the field, I'm pretty sure. We'll watch him loop around here. Probably doesn't like me being this close, so we're gonna back up. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. Dang, that's cool. It should be noted that today is August 11th. I would have to go back and see what day it was that our corn got sprayed. I think it was the 12th of July. I'm pretty sure it was July 12th because I had a meeting that day. And they're a month later, right? A full month later. I don't know. I skewed early on the fungicide. There's kind of a window from tassel until brown silk to get the fungicide on. But remember, that field of corn where we sprayed there, or most of ours, was planted in April. It was early corn. We watered it, and it was ahead of a lot of the other stuff growth-wise because of that. And I was seeing tar spots, so I sprayed it early and got in front of it. My residual is running out now, if it's not already gone, where theirs is just starting, but there's more disease pressure in tar spot and other diseases other than tar spot in that corn now than there was when I sprayed. So I'm not saying I was right. I don't really know at this point, but I feel much better having mine on earlier rather than later. I mean, I've got corn denting already. That's way too late to be spraying a fungicide. So, you know, for these guys that are planting or spraying later planted corn, it's just now getting through pollination, just to brown silk, if even there. Their timing's not that far off. They're just, their crops are so far behind what some of mine are, so it's just different. Fairly confident you guys can't see it on the video, but there's another plane flying out that way. Sorry. That's like 4 miles south. That's a second plane. I thought it was the same one I had seen earlier, but no. There's lots of fungicide going on today. Okay, Brock got her mower hooked up. We're going to take that tractor and go hook it up to our sunflower chisel plow, which I don't know if you guys have even seen that on this channel or not. We've had it for a long time. We don't use it much. I showed it when I was mowing the other day. We need to use it, so we're going to go get it, hopefully. We'll see how this goes. Oh boy. It's sitting in a pile of weeds. As long as there's air in the tire, we'll be all right here. We might even get hooked right up to it without having to mess with the jack or hydraulics. There's usually, it's very back heavy. There's usually a jack in the back, but I think it's actually setting down. So we should be able to back up to it, hook up the hydraulics, pick it up, and pull it out of here. Super easy, right? Right. Let's see if this works. We'll see how good of a driver Brock is. And too low. No go. All right, so we're gonna have to hook the hydraulics up and use them to raise the tongue. Right there. Okay, we hooked up on hoses and we got it right. Now when he backs up, it should knock that pin in and it should hook right up. Like that. Lift it up. Pull it out of there. Sweet. No way. What are the chances the tires got air in them? That one's pretty low. All right, let's take a look around. Got two flats, so we're gonna go get some air and air those tires up before we roll them off the beads. But that worked well, way better than I thought it was going to. All right, so we're getting some air in that tire at least. I don't know if we'll have enough to do both or we'll have to go get more air. But anyway, backstory on this chisel plow. So this is a Sunflower. I call it a chisel plow. I don't know what they call it. Some people would call it a disc chisel because it's got disc gangs in the front. But this was our primary tillage tool for years until we bought that 7230 ripper, the Deere ripper. And we actually bought this in 2004, I believe it was, when we bought our 9300. So 4212 is the number on it. And it is a 15 shank. We had upgraded at that time. We went from using our 8300 or 4955 as our primary tillage tractor to a 9300. We went from 200 horsepower to 360, and we had been pulling a 9-shank chisel plow before that. And we thought, well, we got all kinds of power now. We're gonna get this big chisel and pull it, and it's gonna be great. Bigger tractor, more weight. So we bought this 15-shank Sunflower, and turns out we couldn't pull it with that tractor. It wasn't big enough. So we actually took the outside 2 off and pulled it as a 13 shank for a number of years until we bought the 9R in 2014. And then we put the outside 2 back on. We used it behind that tractor for 3 or 4 years until we got the 2730 ripper that's up there at the farm. Since then, we've used this very sparingly. Use it for working down tile lines every now and then. We'll use it for loosening up some ground where we're doing some dirt work. I don't know that it's seen much actual field work in the last 3 or 4 years. So it's been used and abused and beat up and probably needs new disc blades on the front. We have ripped this arm off of the main rock shaft, the hydraulic cylinder there. It's not the greatest design because it's very, very back heavy and it all lifts from the tires that are in the front, and it just, yeah. Anyway, it works. We're going to get it out. We're going to get it ready, but the plan is to actually take 4 shanks off, so 2 on each side, which will essentially make it part as wide as the main frame here, which this tractor should be able to pull it pretty easily then. The only issue is that you got basically 4 disc blades that are going to stick out too far, more than we need them to, but it'll be fine. We'll make that work. What a nice tractor that one is. For those of you wondering, and I'm sure that this comment will come up, the 8RX would pull this with 13 shank. I don't think it would pull it with 15. It would pull it with 13. But I don't really want to put hours on an 8RX pulling a chisel plow if I don't have to. So, cool. So the differences between a chisel plow like this and our ripper, which a lot of times when we're ripping in the fall, you'll hear me say chiseling, and that's just holdover from when I was a kid. That was what we always called our primary tillage pass. But this one here, the shanks are on 15-inch spacings. On our ripper, they're on 24-inch spacings, and we're not going nearly as deep here. We're only going 6 to 8 inches deep. With the ripper, a lot of times we're pulling 10, 12 inches deep. So, and it can go quite a bit deeper than that if we had the horse to pull it, which we don't. So before anything gets done with this, we need to check the tires and grease it. Other than that, there shouldn't be a whole lot that really needs to be done. Oh, we gotta take shanks off. Yeah, duh. Haha. That's right. So these come off fairly easy. 2 U-bolts, big nut in there. Just twist them off and then they'll actually slide right off, I think. Got some water coming from somewhere. Okay, well, there are a lot of grease zerks on this thing. There's every bearing on the disc gang's got one. There's 2 on every shank. Their rock shaft has got grease zerks. Oh, I missed one. Dang it. All the way across, every bearing or place where it pivots has got one there. So we've got all those. They're on the wheel pivots. Time to take off some shanks. I'm thinking that it's actually going to be easier to just take these bolts out. Take this whole bracket with it. This whole bracket. Those aren't structural, they're not doing anything, so we might as well just pull them out of there. We'll get the forklift and either some straps and sling it, or try and support it from underneath, and that'll be easy. We got one off. Got it. Thanks, Brock. I suppose I should move that off to the side. All right, so we got those 4 shanks all off, set them on pallets, and we'll stash them in the barn somewhere. Well, there. Almost 20-year-old 15 shank sunflower has become a 13 shank sunflower that's got extra wide disc gangs, so we're sticking out 30 inches on each end. That's fine, no big deal. We essentially took 2 foot of width off of it. Let's see, what's 13 times 15 inches? Oh, we did. I guess we took more than. We took 5 feet of. Oh yeah, it's 11 shanks. You're right. Sorry, I can't do math. We took 5 feet off of it. I think we were 18.5 feet, so we should be somewhere around 13 and a half, something like that now. I don't know. I can do the math and figure that out, but we're gonna need to go try this thing out. Let's go. Okay, this is just a test pass. That's all we're doing here. Testing. We're gonna turn our speed down to about 5 because I don't think we can pull it much faster than that. Slowly set her in the ground. We may have to turn the auto feature off on our transmission. We need engine RPMs. There, that's better. All right. All right. We even got her down on the stops.
Put some shanks back on.
I don't know about that. 4.6. Let's see. Can we get 6 miles an hour? Oh yeah. We're running 10% slip or so. But she'll do it. Oh, that'll work. Oh yeah. Okay, that's all we needed. Shined her up. Didn't pull it apart. Didn't fall apart while we were making that one pass. So That's good. Okay, now let's go loosen up the ground around my house so that I can move some dirt. Cutting tree roots off. Okay, well, Dad's not ready for anything to get ripped for where he's working, so I'm gonna go loosen up a little bit of dirt around my house where it was too hard to dig in. One thing I did figure out with this, if we were going to use it on significant acreage this fall, which it is a possibility, we've got the tractor to do it, so we might, we will need to add our rear wheel weights. So we're not running 10 to 15% slip all the way across the field. We take most of the weights off for spring work, and for fall work is generally where we need to add them back on for traction purposes. So yeah, but it works. Having 3 big front wheel assist tractors now with the 8RX replacing the 8430 gives us some more tillage flexibility, because the 8300 was not big enough to pull this, or the 512 or the disc, where the 8430, this tractor, the 8RX are pretty much interchangeable in there and can pull any one of those 3 implements just fine. So, opens up some options. Okay, so maybe this isn't really gonna help. Yeah, that's hard. That is hard. That's why the pan won't dig in either. This thing's kind of fun to run now. Anyway, I got some stuff loosened up over there. We got the front yard loosened up pretty well. Trying to level off the dirt that I laid in here last week so we can dump some more on top of it. And then we're gonna be done with this. Cool, looks good. I'm happy. All right, well, Brock, you got some mowing to do. And I'm gonna go in the small pan and try and scrape up some of what we just loosened up, and then we're gonna get the big pans out, probably. Although I've been saying that for what, a week now, and I haven't done it yet, so eventually we will. So I've been working on this area over here by the corn and coming off of my driveway and down through that draw and taking this whole side off of it, basically. Getting it close to where I want, I think. Better, much better. Could use a little bit right there yet. But we're getting quite a mound there. I can't get out on that side of the leach field where all that dirt needs to go to fill in the side of it. So I'm just kind of piling it there so that when he comes with the skid steer, he can just push it in there and take it. A dozer would make this so much easier. I don't have easy access to one. So, I don't know. I'm getting in over my head. I don't know what I'm doing, but we're doing it anyway because. And it is better. It is way better than it started, so we're doing okay. I switched tractors. I got stuff done with the other one that I wanted to, so we're gonna finish hauling. Well, not finish, but we're gonna haul some more of this black dirt. We're gonna finish this area out right here where we had been starting from. I did some of this a week ago or so, and we had a stockpile of some topsoil that we had put in there from. I don't even know what it came from. When Dad was working in this waterway or some project, maybe from that pond down there, whatever it was from, it was a pile here that we were just kind of waiting for a good use for it. I have a good use for it, so I'm scooping it out and taking it up to coat the top of my yard. And well, we're gonna finish moving this pile, or dig a little bit of a hole here so that we can fill it in with some crappy dirt later. Because if I need to, I'm gonna go down in that low ground, scrape the sod off, and put it in here and then pull dirt from down there. Well, I've gotten to the point where I can't pile anymore along here because it's just too narrow and too steep for me to get on it. I can't go that way onto the sand. I can't come this way because I got a drain right there. So we're gonna have to get that pushed in a little farther before I can dump more in there. I've got a big mound all in here that just needs to get over the pipe that goes from the septic tank out to the leach field to cover that, and then spread and grade, obviously. I've got a big mound of yellow dirt there that we can use to help fill in around the septic system and stuff. And then I have layered quite a lot of that black dirt in the front. There's 4 or 5 trips worth there that just needs smoothed out, leveled out, and spread and grade nice. So I'm gonna be done with this project for right now, I think. All right, it's that time of day where we go and drive around and look at cornfields. Spent a lot of time in cornfields, so we're going to start with this one right across the road. There's a spot over there where it didn't get sprayed with fungicide. That's one of my susceptible hybrids. That it's just a few rows or rounds there, but it's my spot to go and look and see what is out there. so I know what I'm looking for and what where we did spray, what we prevented, but what we should be looking for to see if it's coming or not, and when our fungicides aren't holding anymore. So anyway, we're gonna go look there. All right, well, when you get down low and you look up through the leaves, you can really see some of the diseases setting in. All those little light specks there, like on that leaf. This one's got a lot of it. We've got a few spots like this one that are a little bit more advanced. Gray leaf spot, common rust, I think, is what mostly we're dealing with there. Look at that leaf. It's got more bigger lesions. There is tar spot here. I don't see a ton of it in this particular spot, but it's here. So it sort of looks like this year tar spot isn't going to be our major disease problem, although it could blow up at any time. But the other diseases are going to be more severe, and what we're going to benefit on the fungicide from. So anyway, I actually brought a tape measure so we can measure off 17 feet 5 inches, which is equal to 1/1000th of an acre in 30-inch rows, and do a little stand count here. Got bug damage on that one. There's no silks left. Yeah, that's no good. You get a worm down in there or a bug, and it opens up a spot for the diseases and molds to get started. You can see we've got some ear mold going on in there. So, all right, let me measure out my distance, and we'll do a stand count. 17 feet 5 inches. So we're going to start with this stalk right here. Count to the end of the tape. How many harvestable ears? So we got 1, 2, 3. There's probably something there. I'm not going to count it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25. That one there we're going to count outside of it. Probably 25 and a half because there was 2 really close on both ends, but we'll go 25. Okay, so that's not great. It's not terrible. It's not great. I'd have to see what we planted this at to know how much we lost there, but clearly there's a skip there. There's a skip there, so definitely not a perfect stand. I counted the other row next to it and got 26. So we're going to call it 25.5 as our average population out here. I'm just going to pull 1 ear right now. Normally I would pull 3 or 5 from a location. We'd count them up, but we're not getting that accurate right now. So we're just going to pull an ear. We'll go out and count it and assume that it's an average ear. Here is the ear that we grabbed. It is 16 rows around, 35 long, 39 I counted long. You can see we're dented, full dent at this point. I haven't broken it apart to see if there's a milk line, but I doubt it. And we counted 25 and a half, so let's do some math. All right, so here's our calculation. We're going to take 16 rows around times 39 kernels long times 25.5 thousand ears per acre divided by how many kernels in a bushel. We're going to assume 90,000. So divided by 90, 176.8. Yeah, I can believe that. That's really believable. If somehow we end up with bigger kernels, go 16 times 39 times 25.5 equals that, divided by, say, 80,000. It's 198. It's 200 bushel corn. That's doable as well. I broke that ear in half, and so what happens once the kernels begin to dent like this, you get that little dent in the end of them, there's what we call a milk line that will work its way from the end of the kernel where the dent is all the way down to the tip. And basically what's happening there is it's turning from liquid, milky liquid, into hard starch. It starts at the tip of the kernel and works its way, the end of the kernel works its way to the tip. And once that milk line gets all the way to the tip, it forms a black layer in there, and that's when the corn is physiologically mature, and it's done. It's not putting any more weight, nutrients, starch into the ear. So I don't see a milk line. We don't have anything happening there yet, which it's plenty early for that, so I don't expect to. But we are dented. So I am hoping we moved. I'm hoping to see this corn be ready by, say, the 10th of September, because our local ethanol plant, at least at the moment, still has a bid for the first half of September that is far and above their fall bid, because they need corn. So they're kind of going old crop pricing, and we can pick up about 70 to 80 cents a bushel by harvesting this in the first half of September. So we did that last year with some corn, and I think we might be able to do it again this year. So I did come to a different spot in the field. I just wanted to come and look to see where we did spray the fungicide, how much different the leaves look. And while we do still have, well, actually quite a bit of that spotting, I thought maybe it wouldn't be quite as bad. You know, this leaf here does not look quite as bad, but the ones down low at least look not great. Now up higher, where they got more protection probably, they look quite a bit better. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how much that fungicide makes a difference out here. So I did go ahead and count and grab an ear from in there, and the one that's broken there is the first one that we grabbed. This other one is the one that I just did, and look at the big difference here. Kernel retention on the tip. Filled out very, very good versus didn't make it. Now that's not a huge number of kernels, but it's enough that it made a difference. And depending on what numbers you use for kernel weights, where we sprayed the fungicide figured up either 2 to 4 bushels better or 30 bushel better. You know, if we can get 70,000 kernels per bushel, which this hybrid is my candy corn, it's got super good test weight, very good grain quality. That's not out of the question. That figured up at 230 with less stand. There was 23.5 versus 25.5 in that one particular spot where I counted. So you move the tape measure over a row and it's maybe entirely different story. So the potential is there. We've got decent corn. Okay, we're gonna go out in this field, first field of corn planted. We've got a split planter out here with 108 and 111 day corn sprayed with a early and a late fungicide, I believe. Pretty good farm back here, and I want to see what we've got. So we're gonna try and find the split, and we'll do a count on both hybrids. The deer have been out here. Not the green ones either, although the yellow deer, Peggy, made it through there. Well, I'm not exactly sure where the split row is, but I am sure that I am in the 111 day right here. This is 11V76 for those of you who may be familiar with my corn lineup, Golden Harvest stuff. Pretty healthy leaves. Obviously we've got a little bit of those spots, not nearly as bad as the stuff that we were just in. Maybe, you can't see that, maybe a touch of tar spots, but not much. Nothing to be concerned about as far as plant health goes, really. We do have some firing on the bottom leaves, likely nitrogen deficiency, but you can see the ground is still wet between our or under our corn rows, so we've got plenty of moisture. That rain that we had a few days ago funneled right down there. It's cooler the last couple of days and all week really, so it's not drying the ground out quite as fast either, so that's good. Let's do a stand count. All right, before we get to our stand count, I have a couple of cool things I want to talk about. One, we've got some fungus growing out here. I'm not 100% sure what this stuff is called. These are kind of past their prime here, but I remember seeing this stuff before and looking it up, and basically the consensus was if you have them in your field, you have really, really good growing conditions. So that's good to see. The other thing, you guys see this, let me zoom out. See this corn leaf right here? Still attached to the plant. And do you see that balled up right there? That is actually being pulled under the soil surface by earthworms. It's stuck down in the ground. The worms are coming out at night or when the ground is wet. They're finding this dead corn material and pulling it down underground. The cover crop guys, no-till guys, love talking about earthworms and how great they are and how the earthworms start breaking down their crop before it's even harvested. Well, it's happening here too. I Yeah, we're not no-till. We do some cover crop stuff, but we're not. It's not a standard practice that we're going to do every year, no questions asked kind of thing here. We just haven't been able to make it work on our particular farming style and operation. But that is really cool to see, where the earthworms are doing their job. They're taking care of the residue. They're breaking it down into organic matter that the plants love. So it's cool. Anyway, back to our stand count. 33 on this side, 29 on this side gives us an average of 31. We'll pull an ear from here, and then we're going to go walk over about 10-12 rows into the other hybrid. Shorter on this one, can definitely tell that. Again, pretty healthy. In fact, maybe healthier than the last one that we were in. For the most part, I think it looks really good. We'll take a stand count here and pull an ear, and we'll go compare them. 29 and 31 over here, so we're 30,000 average. So 30 in this 08, 31 in the 11V. Well, we had some earworms in here too. I don't know if that's a western bean cutworm or a corn earworm, but he's little and he's just getting started. I think it's a western bean cutworm. That black spot on the back of his head, I think, means it's a western bean cutworm. Not good, not good. Aside from that, it's a heck of a good ear. That's an awesome ear. 16 by 41 by 31 divided by, we'll say 90, but it's going to be better than that, is 225. I expect that spot to go 225 minimum, maybe closer to 240. Well, let's figure it out. Okay, so let's go 16 by 41 by 31 divided by, say, 80,000. It's 254. Yeah, that is really good corn. Now let's check the second one. There's the two ears side by side. Definitely got some more tip back on the 108 day, and we have more kernels that are denting on the 108 than the 111. So that's good. You expect to see that, and clearly that we were in different hybrids. Let's count it up. So that ear is 16 by 39. That's why kernel counts aren't necessarily that accurate, because this one was 16 by 41. But look, you got 1.5 inches more corn on this ear. These kernels are going to be way bigger. It's much more likely to have 80,000 or 75,000 kernels in a bushel from this ear than this one. This one may be 90,000. Anyway, it's still good corn. If you go 16 times 39 times 30, because our stand wasn't quite as good, divided by 90, that's still 208 bushel corn. I will take that, absolutely. But this one's better. Now we'll see what the moistures are at harvest, and there's a long ways to go yet. And these are very, very unscientific yield estimates, because we're just not taking a big enough sample, not representative of the whole field or even the whole area. But yeah, we've got pretty good potential here. Now, today's video is probably getting pretty long, but we've had some content, and I haven't for a while, so too bad. Get used to it. No, just kidding, but it's all right. Dad's running his scraper over here. Thought I'd come check it out and see how he's doing with it. I'm probably in the way. He's putting a waterway in along the edge of this field to get water from that woods to go that way. So he's got an open ditch that runs between the woods and that corn there, and he's trying to connect a waterway here, more or less. So I don't think he's taking a lot of dirt out here, just trying to level it up, make a nice shallow, smooth cut. Sometimes when you have loose dirt, it's hard to get it to fill into the pan though, so. But it's scraping it out. There, he's getting some. Piling it up next to him here. Got her pretty full. And he lifted it out of the ground, the drop gate on the front, and then he turns around and he's just dumping it right in here, just out of the way. All right, I'm heading up to the farm. I forgot, you guys also get Brock cam footage today. Where is he? He just walked in here. I thought, there he is. We filming today?
A little bit.
There you go. All right.
Well, hello. I totally forgot I had the GoPro, and Nathan told me to get some footage of me mowing. I already did one filter strip. We are heading to the next one. This one's up by the irrigated field. I splits the field that we're irrigating with a small one on the corner. So we're gonna go do that, and then seeing on what time it is, we might go over to one of the other, probably a couple fields. And we got to mow it between the road and telephone poles. We didn't plan anything, so there's a whole bunch of ragweed over there, but I'll get some footage of me mowing filter strip 7520. It's working really good. It's a lot more enjoyable than the 4440, although that's a nice tractor. This one's got air and a radio, so a little bit better. So we're up here mowing. That's the irrigated field. There's a lane. Lower's behind me. It's doing a good job. Right here where we're at now, it's not very thick. I think Nathan's mowed this before, but we're right along the cornfield. Over there, it's a little thicker. I got the other side of this creek done already. So this is the last filter strip that I have to do. I already got the other field done, and then we'll move over to those telephone poles, or between the telephone poles and the road. But it's doing good. It's just you can't go super fast in some spots because it's bumpy, and I'm not going super fast right next to the creek. It's I'd say 8-10 foot down, and I'm not flipping the tractor. It's not worth flipping a tractor to get one more foot of grass cut, so I'm not doing it. But we'll get as close as I feel comfortable. I don't know if you can see over there how close I got, but it's good. We got it cut back, and that's what we're gonna do. Just gotta keep doing it and keep going. There's another lane, but this corn is tall. Like it's a good foot above this tractor, so that's good. Well, the tractor's blinking at us. It's telling us to stop, and it's telling us transmission. A little error came up saying that the transmission temperature is a little too high. My guess is the screen for the radiator is plugged a little bit because of these. Clean it out. We'll lift the hood up and see if it's what it is, but I'm guessing that's what it is. Just clean it up, and it should go right back down. So let's see. And that's exactly what it is. These get full of crap. I gotta turn the wheel, but they're just pre-screens. I don't know if you can hear me, but they're just pre-screens, and they clean off pretty easy. Just gotta take them out and brush off the radiator a little bit. But yeah, they're easy to clean off. I'll do that, and I'll put it back together and keep on going. And look at that. The light's off. Transmission light's off. So we're good to go. We're gonna keep going. We got a couple more passes here to do, and we'll see what time it is. So here we are. We finished those filter strips over in the other field. Irrigation field's over that way, and where's the other one? Oh, the other one was back by the farm. So now we're over here in between the telephone poles and the road, kind of mowing this ragweed and just some grasses and stuff like that. There's a ditch there that I'm getting the north half done first, and then I'll cross it and go to the south. But it's going good. It's cutting it down real short, and we'll have it done here pretty darn quick. It's not taking much time at all when you got 15 foot and can go 5.5, 6 miles an hour. So we'll just keep chugging along and keep going. Well, we just finished up with that field between the road and the telephone poles. We got it folded up. Now we're heading back to the farm. It's on the other side of the woods over here. I'm gonna head home. I don't know if Nathan planned on me doing anything else, but you know, this is my one day off of the week, so one day off of my full-time job, so I'm gonna go home, relax a little bit. But I think got a lot done today. Pretty successful day, and got a lot mowed what we needed to get mowed. Filter strips within our window from I think August 1st to August 15th or something like that, that we could mow them. Got 2 more done, so that's good. Turn on the road up here, go to the farm, park this, and I'm gonna call it a day. Now, made it back to the farm. Tractor's parked. I'm walking up to the barn, trying to find Nathan. His truck wasn't here, but doesn't mean he's not, or doesn't mean I can't go down to his house. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a day. See you on the next one.
All right, I'm going home. Well, kind of. Anyway, tomorrow starts bright and early because we are picking sweet corn and wholesaling it to the local farmers market people that have a farm stand, because I have way too much sweet corn to be able to do anything with it. Or yeah, so we're gonna pick through planting number 3 tomorrow morning and see how much we can get out of it, and it's gonna be a lot, I think. So earlier the better, but that's where we're gonna start tomorrow. We'll see what happens after that. So thanks for watching. Sorry this one got so long, because I am sure we are plenty long at this point. And if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. Hit that like and subscribe button for me, please. And questions, comments, all that good stuff. We'll see you again tomorrow, guys. Thank you.